This video is the ultimate 2JZ sound collection. My job is to give you some behind the scenes info on the wild cars you're about to witness. Let's go! This Corolla KE30 has a 2JZ with 780 horsepower and 800 Newton meters of torque. The turbo is a Borg-Warner 8474 and the engine is controlled by a Link ECU. The car runs a 5-speed sequential gearbox and the vehicle only weighs 900 kilos ready to race. Next up, some European chassis flavor. This BMW M2 hails from Hungary and has a 3.4-liter stroker 2JZ up front. The horsepower is 800 and our man Peter sure likes to take her to the rev limiter. Chrissy Nayland from the British Drift Championship continues with the BMW 2JZ bandwagon. This car has a reliable 550 horsepower, good for some rev limiter abuse and aggressive driving. Another BMW for the charm. The madman on display right now is called Adam Frank, and this car is the first one with 4-digit horsepower of this bunch. With 1000 horses under a heavy right foot and a healthy dose of anti-lag to go with it, this engine music is surely to our liking. Would you like a bit more unusual build next? We gotcha. Here's a Toyota Yaris, rear-wheel drive converted with 780 horsepower 2JZ and 1100 Newton meters of torque. Did not see that one coming, did ya? Kudos to Fun Speed from Thailand for making it work so nicely. The next example of insanity hails from Norway in the form of a 2JZ VVT-i swapped Volvo PV. Because that isn't crazy enough in itself, this car produces 855 horsepower and 1080 Newton meters of torque with the help of a Precision 6466 turbo. Vard the mechanic from Thailand has another old school goodie for us. This VW Beetle has a 2JZ in the front trunk followed by a 6-speed V160 gearbox. The scary little beast has an output of 640 horsepower and 590 Newton meters of torque. Time for another KE30. This Thai build has the VVT-i version of the 2JZ in the front and is producing 710 horsepower. A Borg-Warner EFR 9180 provides the boost and the engine management is handled by an HKS F-Con V Pro. One more front-wheel drive to rear-wheel drive converted culprit from Thailand. This Honda HRV has the VVT-i 2JZ up front with 900 horsepower and 980 Newton meters of torque. The valve train has been uplifted with some HKS tuner cams and the engine management is controlled by Haltech. Here is is our first car of the feature that actually came with the 2JZ from the factory. This drift sedan is a Toyota Aristo, and Mr. Camille puts all of the 920 horsepower to good use. Another member of the machine gun crew, Stefan Stevanov, represents in the British Drift Championship. This Nissan S13 has a 2JZ that is claimed to produce 650 horsepower. Kenneth Nornes puts his 2JZ BMW M2 at the top of the horsepower race with 1075 horsepower. Listen to this Norwegian drifter abuse the rev limiter. God bless the 2JZ.